أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome everyone to today's class. I hope and pray that you are all doing well, inshallah. Already looked at in previous weeks. Okay, a mutaharrik letter. Okay, so a mutaharrik letter is any letter that carries a stroke. Okay, so in this case, for example, this ghain that you can see in red is a mutaharrik letter. It has a dhamma. Similarly, this lam is a mutaharrik letter because it has a dhamma. Likewise, this ya over here. Oh, let's see if I can just highlight the ya. Oh, if it allows me. All right, this ya has a fatha, so that's also a mutaharrik letter, okay? So mutaharrik basically is an Arabic word and it means a voweled letter in English, okay? So we've got quite a few mutaharrik letters. We've got the ya, the lam, ghain, we've got ha here, lam, and a mim. They're all mutaharrik letters, okay? Because they've got a short stroke on them, okay? They've got a stroke on them, okay? Now, let's have a look at this ba. Okay, this ba has got a schoon on top of it. Okay, so this sign that you can see on top of it, looks a bit like comma, is a schoon. Okay, so we can call this ba a sakin ba. Okay, because on top of the ba there is a schoon, so this is a sakin ba. Okay, this ba with a schoon. Okay, when there is a sakin letter, when I want to recite it, the correct way to recite it and how I need to approach it is that I need to join it to the most recent, so the previous mutaharrik letter, okay? So in this case, the previous letter to the ba is this ya, okay? But the important thing that I need to also realize and look for is this ya a mutaharrik letter? Is it a voweled letter? Does it have a stroke on top or below it? And yes, it does. It has a fatha. That means that I can join this. Let's have a look at this one over here. I've got a ghain, okay, over here, and I've got some letters in between, and I've got a lam sakin, okay? Now, how will I read this, okay? So this lam has a schoon on top of it, so this is a lam sakin. And remember, the rule is I have to join it with the most recent previous mutaharrik letter. Now I've got a couple of alifs and a vowel, but do they have a stroke? Are they mutaharrik? No, they're not, okay? Because they don't have any strokes on top of it. But if I look before these letters, the ones without the sign, I have a ghain, okay? Now the ghain has a dhamma, so that's the most recent mutaharrik letter. So I will join the ghain and the lam sakin. Okay, and I will read it as ghul. Okay, so my ghain is my mutaharrik letter. I've got a lam sakin, and I remember when I'm combining, when I've got a schoon and I'm combining, I need to join the sakin letter with the most recent mutaharrik letter, which in this case is the ghain. Okay, and I ignore the letters that are in between. Okay, so I will ignore these alifs and this vowel because they don't carry any strokes, okay? So I will read this as ghul, okay? I will read and pronounce these two words, okay? You hear the sounds of the ghain and the lam, and those two join together, okay? So just to remind ourselves then, the first thing that you need to do is that you need to, when you've got a sakin letter, that's a letter that carries a schoon sign, okay? We need to identify that first, okay? Then we need to remind ourselves of the mutaharrik letter, okay? And remember that a mutaharrik letter is a letter that carries a stroke, okay? On top of it or below it, okay? So then what you need to do is, you need to join the sakin letter to the most recent, okay, to the letter previous to the sakin letter that has a mutaharrik, which is a mutaharrik letter, or I could say the schoon letter needs to join a voweled letter, so the letter that has a stroke, okay? When you see a sakin letter, try to work backwards, okay? First, identify your sakin letter, and then go back and look for your most recent mutaharrik letter, okay? That's the easiest way to do it, because we know that a sakin letter always joins with a mutaharrik letter, okay? Then all you need to do is join those two letters together, and you must say both those sounds, okay? And if you've got any letters in between which don't have any signs, so that they're not mutaharrik letters, they don't have any strokes on top of them or below them, you just simply ignore it, okay? So in a nutshell, if you see a sakin letter, join it to the most recent mutaharrik letter, and ignore the letters in between, okay? In a nutshell, that's the rule, okay? So over here, let's remind ourselves just at the example that we had a look at, this ghain. So we look at the letters here. I've got a lam with the sakin, okay? So I need to join it to a letter prior to it, okay? Now I've got alif, it's blank, hasn't got a stroke, so I have to ignore it. Got another alif, ignore it because there's no stroke. Vowel, not a mutaharrik letter because it has, again, no stroke. Then I've got this ghain. Is this a mutaharrik letter? Yes, it is, because it has a dhamma on top of it, okay? So now I know that this is, ghain is my mutaharrik letter, and lam is my sakin letter. I join the ghain with the lam and ignore the letters in between, okay? And I would read it as ghul. And altogether, this whole word is yabalughul huluma, okay? All right. Surah, so just some facts about Surah Maun. So this is a Meccan surah, okay? It's in part number 30. It's in chapter number 107. It has a total of 8 verses, and it is a very short surah, only has one ruku, and it was the 17th surah to be revealed,